Big changes are coming to Fernie, BC in February of 2026. Do you actually know what's going on and what's happening in this small town? Well, let me tell you, February is going to bring some big changes. Lots of things coming, lots of things going. And if you price your house too high, you're probably still sitting on the market right now. So here we go. Most people have no idea what's actually going on and what they're looking at. Some people are saying that the market is slowing. Others are saying prices are about to surge again. But here's the truth. Neither of those headlines quite explains what's really happening in Fernie right now. Because February isn't about prices crashing or exploding. It's about who suddenly has leverage again and who's about to lose it. By the end of this video, you'll understand what's shifting in Fernie's real estate market, why February matters more than most people realize, and how buyers and sellers should be thinking very differently heading into the spring. So February is always deceptive in Fernie. It feels quiet. Listings don't explode yet. Buyers aren't panicking. They're just patient. They're just waiting. But historically, February is when the direction of the entire year gets set. And why, you're gonna ask? Because this is when serious sellers test the market. Motivated buyers make their first moves. Houses that have been on the market for a while, they've either expired and they're gonna get relisted at a lesser price, or if they've been sitting for 6 months, they're gonna take a bit of a haircut. Fernie and pricing expectations quite often collide with what's going on in reality. And Fernie doesn't turn on a dime like a big city does. It shifts under the surface first. And that's exactly what's happening right now. So let's talk about the biggest misconception. The Fernie market hasn't slowed down. It's just rebalanced. Compared to the peak frenzy years, we're seeing buyers take more time, fewer emotional offers, more price sensitivity, and more negotiation than people are used to. But here's the key point. This is not a weak market. This is a very selective market. Homes that are well located, correctly priced, and realistically positioned, they're selling, and they will sell. Homes that are overpriced, poorly presented, or chasing last year's numbers are gonna sit. It's not last year, it's now. You gotta price it as if it's now, okay? And the gap is widening fast in February. So here's the trap that sellers and buyers are walking into right now. They're watching the asking prices and not the outcomes. In Fernie right now, some listings look high, some sales look strong, and people assume that the market hasn't changed and that the sellers are getting exactly what they asked for. But under the hood, negotiations are back and they're strong. Conditions are returning. Buyers are walking away more often than you think when they can't get the deal that they want. The market hasn't fallen, but seller certainty has. And February is when that becomes impossible to ignore. Buyers in Fernie are behaving very differently than they did even 1 year ago. They're comparing all the options, asking tougher questions, running real monthly payment math, and prioritizing value over emotion. This isn't fear, this is more discipline. And disciplined buyers change markets more than panicked ones ever will. That means leverage is no longer automatic for sellers. It has to be earned. So let's get this very clear. Buyers have an advantage right now, but only if they're prepared. And prepared buyers are fully pre-approved, payment aware, willing to negotiate, and realistic about trade-offs. They're not waiting for crashes. They're not waiting for mortgage rates to change. They're using February to position themselves before spring competition returns. And meanwhile, sellers who understand this shift are going to win. They're pricing correctly right off the bat, preparing homes properly, and attracting the serious buyers who are active right now. Sellers who don't, they're becoming the inventory buyers will negotiate hardest against in March, April, and May. You're gonna sit and you're gonna take a lesser price later on anyways, so you might as well get it right now. So what does this mean for spring of 26? Well, here's the part that most people are gonna miss. February doesn't predict the direction, it predicts the market psychology. So right now, the psychology is shifting from take whatever you can get to convince me that this is worth it. Buyers aren't just jumping on the first thing that hits the market. It has to make sense. It has to make sense for them, not for you if you're the seller. This doesn't mean prices are going to collapse. It just means that average homes get filtered out, good homes stand out more, and pricing strategy matters more than ever. And so does the marketing. If you're not in social media, and if you're not getting a social media presence with and eyes on your property, you know what? You're just not even taking advantage of what you should be taking advantage of. Spring 2026, it's not going to be a frenzy. It's going to be a sorting market. And those are dangerous for anyone using outdated assumptions and asking $100,000 to $200,000 more than that property is even worth. So what I would do right now in Fernie is, if I were advising a buyer in Fernie today, I'd say, hey, don't rush, don't drift. You got to be ready. Use February to understand some of the negotiating things that we can do. Watch how homes are reducing and what they're actually selling for as opposed to what they're asking, and understand the true value, not just the listing price. If I were advising a seller now, I would say this. This is not the time to test the market. Don't, hey, I think my house is got 100, is $1 million, but I'd take 900, and I think we want to ask for 1.3. That math don't math no more. People are just going to look at it, go, yeah, way overpriced. I don't even want to see it. You're not going to see that person come in and negotiate hard on that at all. They're not even going to pay attention to it. So you need to be close, and you need to be right there. You need to be realistic. This is the time to be strategic. You got to be honest with yourself. Take the emotion out of your house and say, look, would I buy it for what I'm asking for? If the answer is definitely not, then it probably isn't worth what you think. Okay? Use the math. Take the emotion out. I know it's tough. Believe me, I've been there. And you got to be decisive, because the homes that sit right now are going to be sitting for another couple of months and possibly even longer. So there is a big change coming to Fernie. The market is no longer doing the thinking for you. Buyers need a strategy, sellers need precision, and guessing is expensive again. That's not bad news. That's a normalizing market. And for people who understand it, this is where the opportunity actually returns. So this is what I think right now. You have as a seller, give me a shout. We'll figure out what is your house is actually worth. Not BC assessment, not some pie in the sky thing that your neighbor told you. What is real? Don't listen to someone that doesn't know. I'm not a doctor, so don't ask me doctor questions. So your buddy, he's not a realtor, so don't ask him realtor questions. Get it? All right. And my brain is going to tell me that there's going to be some great opportunities right now in February to buy a lot at a great price. You can have some choices. And then you can set up possibly to build that house that you've been wanting to build. So pay attention to the lots, okay? You might be able to buy and build cheaper than you can buy already built, okay? So if you're buying right now or you're selling right now in Fernie and you don't have a clue what you're doing, it's okay. It's confusing little market out there right now. Let's shift things into your situation, into your advantage. Whether you're a buyer or a seller, you want a detached home, a condo, townhome. What is your biggest concern right now?